These bodies are flawed, but they're also awesome in many ways. I mean, shoot, I wouldn't exist if it wasn't for this body. But I need to learn to live with this body. I need to learn to find synergies. And so one thing I can do is when my body's having a really tough time, break the glass, pull out the big question, and start a conversation. What is it you desire? Hello there. This is your host, Anderson Silver, coming at you with straight hair down. Why? Because I can. Why not? It's life, man. We're all going to die. Try and enjoy it a little bit. Do something different. Dare to live. If you haven't watched that episode earlier in the season, Dare to Live, make sure to check it out. Today's episode is inspired by Lucifer Morningstar. If you don't know who that is, it's a fictional character from the series Lucifer, which is the son of the devil. So basically, we're going Satanist up in this bit. No, I'm sorry. No, we're not going Satanist. It just so happens that when I came up with this meditation 5 years ago, I was binging on, or rather my wife and I were watching the show Lucifer, which is now on Netflix. But the last season on Netflix was terrible. But don't tell Netflix I said that, okay? I like them. I came up with this meditation 5 years ago when I was searching for new tools to help me curtail my opinions. And as you know, lack of indifference to externals was my biggest challenge. And that's why I leaned heavy into Stoicism. I'm not a Stoic through and through. I do use a lot of Stoicism in my personal philosophy. And indifference, or rather trying to cultivate indifference to externals, is one of the big reasons why I hold Stoicism at the forefront of all the philosophies I try to follow and practice. But without further ado, let's get into the quote this week. It's from the Enchiridion, book 1.5. We don't have to go too far into the Enchiridion to start talking about opinions and indifference to externals. Here's what Epictetus told his students. Men are disturbed not by the things which happen, but by the opinions about the things. Simple, basic, straight to the point. We know this, right? We know this, but we forget. Life is easy. Stoicism is easy. I say this all the time. There's only a few precepts we have to remember, a handful of good axioms and dogmas we have to remember. This is one of them. You know how opinions are. A pessimist will look down a dark tunnel and see nothing. An optimist will look down a dark tunnel and see the light, right? A realist will look down the tunnel and see a train coming. And the train conductor will look down the tunnel and see three idiots looking at a train. I'm a dad. I can make dad jokes. I guess. I don't know. I'm allowed to. Doesn't mean you have to laugh. But I digress and I get back to the point. If all is opinion, when I feel emotional, all I have to do is remind myself that. But really remind myself that. And I have to dig deep and figure out, well, what is it I want? What is my opinion? And so, in true Lucifer Morningstar fashion, I ask myself, what is it you desire? That's a line the character says in the show. It stuck with me. And that's what I use for my meditation. So when I'm angry and I feel consternation or anything, if I feel like a crisis in my brain, I can't think straight. If I happen to remember, I ask myself, what is it you desire? And I immediately find the answers I'm looking for. Because what I desire is typically things like easy solutions for things to go my way so that I don't have to work hard for resolution. For things to work out so that it's the least inconvenient for me. These are the things I typically wish for. I don't realize it. That's just my animal body being normal, right? Nature is lazy. It's all about resource management, calories in, calories out. So I don't blame my body for it. But I blame myself if I don't try to balance that conversation. Your Duality Within, if you haven't read it, check it out. It'll give you some good insight on how to manage the conversation inside so that you can have a conversation internally. Because we run into problems when we, the real us, the rational mind, leaves the conversation and we leave it all in the autopilot's hand. Our autopilot, our body's primitive mind, not the best decision maker. Super efficient and effective, but not the best decision maker. So when your body is feeling emotional or anger or fear or something, you're in crisis mode, dare to ask yourself, if you can remember to, what is it you truly desire? When you answer that question honestly, guarantee you will no longer feel anger externally, and you will have the answers on what you need to do to resolve your anger. It's not a problem, you guys. This is just a solution waiting for your skilled, rational mind. Virtue is not about being great. We are all decrepit because we all live in these bags of pus and bones and flesh and whatever. These bodies are flawed, but they're also awesome in many ways. I mean, shoot, I wouldn't exist if it wasn't for this body. But I need to learn to live with this body. I need to learn to find synergies. And so one thing I can do is when my body's having a really tough time, break the glass, pull out the big question, and start a conversation. What is it you desire?